Chapter 9 Trouble. While I was waiting for the school bus on Monday, I had a horrifying realization. People were going to ask me why my mom had pulled me out of the dance on Friday night. By the time the bus pulled up at my stop, I was convinced that as soon as I got on, all eyes would immediately swing to the front, pinning me in the merciless glare of mass teenage inquisition. Of course, nobody even looked my way. Renee Albert went running onto the bus right before me, and you just don't get a lot of attention if you're walking behind Renee Albert. A 7 foot tall Mickey Mouse could have slipped on in between us, but all anyone would have seen was Renee's outfit or her new hair or the gigantic charm bracelet Biff had given her when he met her after the dance. So, I was okay. I sat down alone in a seat, with my head kind of tucked down into my sweatshirt. It was a really stupid and pointless defense, like when a turtle tucks into its shell because a locomotive is barreling down on it. In my case, Annette was a locomotive. She came over to me and completely ignored the fact that I was trying to burrow my way through the bottom of my seat and into the luggage compartment. Hi, Stephen. How are you? I was worried about you all weekend. Is everything okay at your house? My mom said she saw get well balloons tied to your mailbox the other day. Or are you in trouble for something? Did your parents find out you skipped out of math last week? If that's what it is, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I'll tell them if you want me to. It's Annette. This has nothing to do with you. It's a family thing, and I'm fine. I'm fine. So you're not mad at I said I'm fine. Okay, I was just asking. You've changed lately, though. I have not changed lately. Yes, you have. You never do your work anymore. You space out all day unless you're in band. And you yell at me half the time when I try to talk to you. Oh yeah? If I've changed so much, how come no one else has noticed anything? Well, I just think I'm serious, Annette. Nothing's wrong. Everything's perfectly normal. I'm just tired of school, that's all. My mom picked me up because we had to go somewhere. You have to give me credit for that last one. I didn't lie to her. All right, Stephen, whatever. So how was your weekend, Annette? Did you practice a lot? Are you going to be ready for Juilliard? I thought for sure I could distract her by starting a discussion about the whole piano genius thing, but it didn't entirely work. She knew something was up. And even if she couldn't immediately tie me down and administer truth serum on a yellow bus in the middle of South Main Street, I could see in her eyes that she was wanting to wrestle the info out of me somehow. Well, the keyboard-themed small talk smoothed over the end of the bus ride anyhow. I made it through homeroom without speaking to anybody and was just settling in for a nice period of off-topic journal writing in Miss Palmer's class when the intercom blared, calling me to the office. As I was walking out of class, I could feel two pairs of eyes pinned on me. Miss Palmer gave me a sad, sympathetic look, and Annette was studying me like she was Sherlock Holmes, and I was a handkerchief at a crime scene. The school secretaries told me to walk through the front office into the guidance area. Whatever was about to happen to me apparently had a mental health angle. I had become what my mom refers to as a student's concern. The counselor waved me right into her cubicle office and gestured toward a seat. I had never been there before, but I got the vibe pretty fast. If you're into pastels and motivational posters, that little cube was definitely the place to be. Stephen, my name is Miss Galley. I called you down today because some of your teachers are concerned about you. Something about this situation got my inner smart mouth child going. I would kind of hope all of my teachers are concerned about me, but if you could kindly tell me which ones aren't, maybe I could buy them some apples or something. Stephen, I think you know what I mean. You're here because you have apparently stopped doing work in your major subjects. You've never been in any kind of trouble here before, but you're suddenly in danger of failing everything across the board. Can you talk to me about why that might be? Well, truthfully, Miss Galley, you may have heard about the worldwide pencil shortage. I like to think that by skipping my homework, I'm doing my little bit to conserve. Then she did something that generally works pretty well on me. She administered the silent treatment. She just looked and looked at me. I tried desperately to occupy my attention by looking at other things in the office. The little poster with all the different smiley emotion faces on it, the stuffed animal Garfield on top of the filing cabinet, the jar of candy hearts on the desk. The candy hearts did it. In a way, they distracted me from Miss Galley's stare, but they also made me really want to eat one of them. After the high-powered battle of wills reached an unbearable peak of tension, I asked for a candy heart. You want a candy heart, huh? Yes, Miss Galley. Well, I have a little rule here, Stephen. You talk, you eat. I began to realize perhaps too late that I had underestimated this lady. The silence fell over us again. I was not ready to tell anyone about Geoffrey, and after 3 weeks of keeping the secret in, I was not going to crack over a stupid piece of penny candy. Just then, the bell rang. Okay, I guess I'll just be going now. It was nice meeting you. Thanks for nearly giving me some candy. Hold on, Stephen. You have gym this period, don't you? Yes, why? Did you ever wonder what all of your subject teachers do second period if every single student on your team has gym? Well, not really. Do they hang out behind the shop room and smoke unfiltered camels? No, they all meet with each other, in fact. They're meeting right now, and you and I are going to head on down there and meet with them. Do we have to? Yep. Do we really have to? Uh-huh. I started to walk out of her office on the little walk of doom she had arranged for me. Not so fast, Stephen. I whirled back around. Want a candy heart? Okay, I wasn't feeling too proud at that moment. I took a candy heart and the long walk began. When we walked in, all of my major subject teachers were sitting around a huge conference table, drinking coffee, laughing, grading papers. They looked up at me without any surprise on their faces. I had been set up, for sure. Miss Galley led me to a seat and sat down next to me. Next, the teacher started in. Here's what I heard. Stephen, we like you, blah blah, and you've always been excellent, yada yada yada, but suddenly you're not performing up to the humps humps humps. Your grade in my class has slipped from a 92 to a harger harger harger. We're here today so that you can help me understand how to help you with nani nani nani. Stephen, can you tell us what has been going on? Stephen? Stephen? There's nothing going on. I've just been busy, with band and jazz band and all city high school jazz band. So I just haven't been home much. At that precise moment, Mr. Watrous walked in. What? Do these people have physical powers or something? Stephen, I'm concerned about your grades too. Your teachers asked me to be here today because if things don't improve, you might not be eligible to practice or perform with the all city group. I was thinking, hey, Mr. W, where's all your dude and cat lingo? Now all of a sudden, just because we're in a big meeting, you're like the Mr. Teacher Man? But I didn't have too long to concentrate on this particular betrayal because Miss Galley chimed in again. Stephen, nobody wants to punish you, but we need to get to the bottom of this drastic change in your attitude and habits. And we need a commitment from you to do your work. I'll ask you again, is there anything that we should know? No, it's just. Then all of a sudden I got choked up, which of course was becoming a pattern with me. And I started to be honest, which hadn't been my pattern for a while. My brother, while I paused to cry and my math teacher passed me a box of tissues. Do all the kids crack like robin eggs when they get hauled in here? Miss Palmer said, tell them, Stephen. Not tell us, Stephen, but tell them, Stephen, which meant she knew. My brother has cancer. Boy, if you ever want to shut up a room full of grown-ups, evidently, my brother has cancer is the secret command code. They all just looked at me in silence for a good 15 seconds. Well, not a good 15 seconds, but you know what I mean. Even as I tried to blow my nose and wipe my eyes on the thin, crappy school tissue without looking too horrendously gross, I was thinking, why do these people basically beat the truth out of you if they don't want to hear it? When they did start talking again, their tone was a lot softer and gentler. Mr. Watrous said that, of course, under the circumstances, I could stand in all city, provided that I started to do my work again. Each subject teacher agreed to put together a packet for me to do as makeup work, and they went so far as to give me the Christmas break to get the papers in because the working period would be over in January. Miss Galley even gave me another candy heart, but there was one more item on my agenda. Do my parents have to know about this? I swear it. I'll make up all of the work on time. Can you wait to call them? My mom is with my brother at the hospital, and my dad is really upset right now. I'll do every bit of work, I promise. Can I please just have a chance? Everyone agreed to that, and the meeting was adjourned, just as the period ended. I wasn't ready to walk out into school hallway yet, so I took my time, using up some more tissues and taking a series of very, very deep breaths. Miss Palmer stayed behind with me for a minute. Stephen, if there's anything else I can do. You read my journal, didn't you? No, I didn't read your journal. What do you mean? You knew my brother had. You knew about my brother. Stephen, I assure you, I didn't read your journal. I never read anything a student doesn't want me to, ever. Then how did you know? Other people know about your brother's condition. Who? Stephen, we're both going to be late to our third period classes. Who? Who knew? Who told you? A student, Stephen. A student came to me because she was extremely worried about you and didn't know what to do. Annette. I was going to have to go to the bathroom during math class and have a talk with that girl. For the next couple of periods plus lunch, I sat around worrying about how much work I was going to have to make up, and fuming about how Annette had known my secret all along, and not told me, and told the teacher. Then it was math time. I got permission to leave the room with no trouble. Even though I had skipped out after going to the bathroom the week before, no teacher was about to deny me anything on this particular day, just so I would know I haven't been lying completely. I did go to the bathroom on my way to the band room. Even from there, I could hear that Annette was playing something really fast and angry sounding, which was like a perfect soundtrack for my mood. I followed the sounds and burst into the room, so hard that Annette stopped playing and jumped up. Hi, Stephen. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. I'm more than fine. I'm peachy. I love getting led into a teacher meeting and dragged over the coal coals by half the grown-ups in the school because some girl ratted me out. What are you talking about? Oh, like you don't know. I'm talking about how you ran and told Miss Palma. Told her what? About Jeffrey's cancer. Annette stood dead still and looked as though I had slapped her. Jeffrey has cancer? Oh my god. You didn't know? As awkward moments go, this one just took the cake. Annette was clearly stunned by the news. Now I was in the strange position of confronting her about my brother's deadly illness. I must have said something right, though, because after a few minutes she stopped being so sad about Jeffrey and started being furious at me for not telling her. To make a long story short, she pretty much lectured me for about 10 minutes until I realized I had to get back to math. I knew I had to end this fiasco of a conversation. Thanks for your sympathy in my time of pain, Annette. I turned to storm out and heard her shouting after me, Stephen, wait! But I never stopped walking away. I knew I was being unreasonable, but I had taken a lot of abuse already that day, and I just was not going to make peace with anyone at that moment. When I was halfway back to my classroom, a weird thought occurred to me. If Annette hadn't told Miss Palma, then who had? Of course, when I walked back into math class, I got a big look from the teacher, but it wasn't the withering one I would have gotten the week before. Instead, it was the same kind of semi-pitying, semi-trying to be cheerful grimace that all of our home visitors had pasted onto their faces just as they rang our doorbell. I went back to my seat and actually paid attention until the end of the period. On my way out of the door, the teacher handed me a huge folder, the worksheets I would need to do as catch-up work. He might have been my fastest moving teacher, but his approach wasn't unique. By the end of the next day, I was carted around 5 of these fun packs in an alarming assortment of pastel and day glow colors. Anyway, I went to other classes, playing some drums and walking out to the bus. Annette got on after I did, but didn't come over to sit next to me. Instead, yet another bizarre event came crashing into my day. Renee sashayed onto the bus, looking around until she locked eyes with me and took Annette's empty seat. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Renee. Can I, help you with something? You might notice what a smooth talker I was. I lived around the corner from this girl since we were, like, embryos. But that was the best response I could come up with. Amazing. Well, my mom ran into your mom at ShopRite last week, and, yeah, I'm sorry about your brother. My brother? You know, about his being sick and all. This must be really hard for you. No, I'm okay, really. It's no big deal. Your mom says Jeffrey's been really brave about this. Yeah, well, we're fine. You know what, Stephen? You're brave too. I am? I am. I don't feel brave. I feel like a galloping idiot stumbling from crisis to crisis, barely able to speak to my normal person, much less Renee Albert. You are. I knew something was wrong. Even what? I hope you're not mad. Then she did this little lip-biting thing she always does, which always makes me think about kissing her for some reason. I looked away for a minute because being so attracted to Renee made it hard to concentrate on what she was saying. Annette, sitting a few seats up and to the left, was glaring at me. I didn't have time to ponder that too deeply, though, because Renee spoke again. I told Miss Palma about Jeffrey. Holy cow, Renee Albert knew I was alive, but I wished I were dead. End of chapter 9.